Hey, lovelies. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Saturday night. I hope everyone is doing well. I am really excited to get to sit down and play with some makeup with you guys. I think this is going to be fun. I am really stoked because we're going to be trying some affordable, clean makeup. And what more could you ask for, right? So if you guys don't know me, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on YouTube, that's YouTube for you and I, YouTube. I strive to keep beauty real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So why don't we get into everything that we're going to be talking about tonight? We're going to be hanging out with some Jason Wu Beauty. So I have my friend Jennifer from My Decadent Life to thank for finding out about this brand and about the sale that I was able to snag. And I'll talk to you guys about that in a little bit. But Jennifer is definitely one of the people. There we go. Jennifer is one of the people that she just sort of like has given me so many recommendations, and she's found some brands that it's like, hey, you might want to check this out. So I have really been enjoying hanging out with her. So if you guys want to see her video on the Jason Wu Beauty, I'm going to make sure, actually it's already linked in the description box, because I know that she had a few of the products from this line that I didn't have. So I just want to check over at the comments, because I am not, and I know that a couple comments have already landed and I'm not seeing them. So just give me a second, because I want to make sure to check this out. Sorry, technical difficulties. So while I'm doing this, I just wanted to say that if you guys don't know who Jason Wu is, he is actually primarily known as being a fashion designer. And I actually didn't really know who he was until Michelle Obama picked his dresses. She picked him to be the designer of her dresses for the inaugural balls, actually both of them for President Obama's 2 elections. So if you guys remember, one was like an ethereal, like white flowy dress that was so pretty, and then one was, oh, okay, so you guys are, I can see you guys in my chat, so I couldn't see any of that through StreamYard. Hold on just a second. But he did design Michelle's dresses for both of those, so the white flowy one and the beautiful like red kind of haltery looking one. So I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to bring these comments up. So I'm just going to use YouTube here. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. Now I feel like we're doing okay. I'm just going to go through YouTube, and I won't be using the StreamYard. So let's see. We have Betsy and Liz and Molly. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much. Sean Cherie, great to see you. Hey, Kieran. And Rupi is here. Rupi, I'm looking for you to pop out of that genie bottle pretty soon. Oh, my nails, Steven. Thank you. Yeah, I was ready for like some bright color. Like I really needed that. So, all right. So back on track. I felt like it was like really distracting to not be seeing any of your comments coming through. Hey, Maria, nice to see you. So anyway, Jason Wu. So I really found out about him once he was doing Michelle Obama's dresses, and just looking at his work, like it's gorgeous. He also worked exclusively with RuPaul. If you guys remember the RuPaul dolls, Jason Wu designed the fashion for those. So definitely that fashion background. And I think tipping into the beauty world when you're in fashion, like especially as like the more artistic director side of things, the two totally go hand in hand. So I was really excited to try this line. It is also touted as a clean brand. Now, whenever I talk about clean makeup, I always recommend that if there are certain things that you're looking for in clean makeup, just make sure to do your research, because every brand has something a little different, and there might be something that's included that maybe you're not wanting to see. It's just one of those words that doesn't actually have a lot of standardization on it. But because this is a brand that's available at Target now, it does meet the Target clean beauty standards. So just to let you guys know a little bit about what the brand is considering as their clean, I have it on the packaging here. Let me find it. I thought I had this all. Ugh. All right, so we are free of parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde. You have it free of triclosan, retinol palmitate, hydroquinone, and a few of the other items. Now, this is also listed as a cruelty-free brand. Now, I was talking to Jennifer, and we were looking at whether or not this was a vegan brand. And on the website, I don't see anything about it being listed as a vegan brand. However, some of the products say that they are vegan. Like it says right on there, vegan, on the product, on the packaging. So what I'm assuming is that some of the products are vegan, but the whole line isn't necessarily. I could be wrong, but again, if you are looking for vegan cosmetics, just make sure to do your research, check the ingredient list, because I have a feeling that if it was just the packaging that didn't list that, I would say maybe they honestly ran out of words on the packaging, because there's a lot on this packaging. Like there is stuff on every single corner of this packaging. So maybe they just ran out, but I have a feeling that maybe there are some items that might not be vegan. So I'm just going to take a second to check the chat here. I'm so happy that you guys came to hang out with me on a Saturday night. So I have quite a bit of this line. I tried to scale back, but I was very tempted because when Jennifer sent me the sale, I was actually able to get these for 50% off, which I thought was incredible considering that they're already starting at an incredibly low price. So I thought that this was going to be a good way to try out a few things and see if it's worth the money. So what I got that we will be starting with are some of the eye products. Actually, I think maybe we'll start out with this multi-stick. So this is the Hot Fluff Stick. So this is a multi-stick. You're able to use this on your eyes, on your lips, and on your cheeks. And the thing that I find about the, I'm going to have to do this. Hold on, you guys. I'm paused here. Let me catch up. Technical difficulties. Okay, so the thing that I find really, I totally just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh, this whole technical difficulty thing is like driving me up the wall. Yeah, Sherry, I like the name Hot Fluff too. So the thing that I really like about the Jason Wu aesthetic is right now everything is in kind of those like warm, neutral, like mostly wearable for a lot of different skin tones and a lot of different like skin depths as far as like pigment goes. So I think that this is something that everybody could find a color that they would love. And so this one is Eclair. I was really tempted to pick up a couple, but one of the things that I was hesitant about is the fact that this is a matte formula. So for me, that means I probably won't use it on my lips too much, but it will probably be a great cheek and eye product. So I'm just going to check here. So let's give this a little swatch. If you guys saw, I just put this up on Instagram. Ooh, this is going to be really pretty. So it's like this warm, like nude, but peachy shade. I really like that. Wow. That is super pretty. So I'm really going to enjoy, I think what we'll do is use it on the cheeks, on the lips, and on the eyes. And then we'll go through with the other products as well. So I'm going to use that, but I guess if I'm going to wait, if I'm going to use some of this on my eyes, I should probably use this Woo Prime Eye. Now I have been looking for a new eye primer. I just can't find the one. I find that they're either too sheer because I have a lot of veining on my lids. So I think that I need a little bit of like tonality there. Now, the thing that I love about this eye primer is it does come in several shades, which is great because I think that that's something that is needed. So let me just pop this up so I don't misquote. But there are 4 shades of this eye primer. You have a white if you're looking to do something with colorful pigments, and then you have a light, medium, and a deep. So I did go ahead and get, I believe I got the light shade, which is the shade 2. Yep. So I'm going to just go ahead and swipe this so you guys can see. Oh, I totally thought that this was going to be like a sponge tip, but it's a squeeze out. So I find that all of the eye primers I try, they either don't have enough tonality, they have like a really dry texture or they crease. So I'm hoping that this is none of those. So this is actually a really light color. So hopefully that's not going to be too light, but I think we should be okay. So I'm going to grab a little concealer brush here. And I'm just going to take what's on the back of my hand. So, wow, that is pretty pigmented. So I'm going to pop this on now. So for those of you that found a really nice eye primer, I see a couple people are talking already. So Betsy, you say that you like the Gerard one. Oh, actually, I don't want to use my fingers. I'm not going to do it. So I honestly didn't even realize that Gerard Cosmetics was still a thing. Like I remember them back in the day when Jaclyn Hill was talking about their lipsticks or their lip glosses and the one like face illuminator. So I was like, I've seen a couple people talking about that one and I'm like, oh my gosh, Gerard Cosmetics is like still around. Did they like reinvent themselves like Madonna? Like, wow. Okay, so I can see already that this actually dries down pretty well. I'm not going to say too quickly, but what was on my hand is too dry to really be able to get off my hand. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, but that is a pretty light eye color. So I would definitely say that the light, I probably could have even gone with the medium, especially for summer, but this is going to be nice because our eyeshadows will really pop underneath this, over the top of this. And then I'm just going to kind of like pull this out. So right now, I would say my favorite one that I'm still using is like Total Old School Urban Decay Eden Primer. I do like the MAC Paint Pots, but as I've gotten older, my eyelids are they're just too dry. Like I can do that in the summertime, but in the wintertime, it's pretty fierce. So this feels a little bit tacky, but not super sticky. So that's probably going to be really good. And if anybody's wondering, I did already go through with a little bit of base. I went through with the Sephora S Clean Glowing Skin Foundation. You guys know that that is like definitely one of my current favorites. Now, my concealer is not considered a clean brand. And it's definitely not like a drugstore product, but I don't really have a lot of concealers that I'm like super in love with right now. And I wanted to go back to this one. This is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue. I actually really like this one in light medium. So I just have a little bit of that under my eyes. Now, normally I've been going through and just using my concealer as my primer, but I'm hoping to get something that I like to be able to pop on and keep my shadows all day long. When did Madonna reinvent herself, Aileen? I feel like Madonna has like reinvented herself so many times. All right, so far I'm really liking that. Like, I think it looks really good. I'm just going to take whatever powder is left on my Wayne Goss airbrush here and just like attempt to give that a little bit of a set, because I did set my concealer, but I don't have powder on my face anywhere but my eyes and below. So what I'm going to do is go through with this multi-stick for everything. I'm going to hold off on the lip part until the end, but we're going to go ahead and go through and do our cheeks and then just run a little bit of this through the crease so we can see how it performs. The cone brow. I am not going to be able to, unfortunately, I can't highlight any of your comments tonight since they aren't coming through on StreamYard, so that's a bummer. Steven, you use the classic primer. I do like that, but for me, my veins would just pop through. All right, so let's go ahead and go through trying to decide if I want to use this straight on the cheek with my fingers and then buff it in with a brush. No, I'm going to go through with the BK Beauty 108. How many of you guys thought I was going to actually use my fingers? Come on. So I'm just taking a little bit of this and we'll pop this right on. So I think a product like this, if it does perform really well, is nice. So nice to be able to travel with because you really can use it for a multitude of things. That's definitely pigmented. Oh, and I do have the Physicians Formula like bronzer stick. I'll show you guys that in a minute, but that's what's on for my like bronzer contour situation. This is really pretty. So I know that Jennifer had a different shade that she used. So if you're curious to see more of these, I definitely check out her video. Super pretty. Yeah, this is like, I would say that this is like going to work for just about everybody. Let me see if I can show you guys the different shades that they had. I'll pull up the face because really, like, I think these hot fluff sticks are where it's at. I mean, just already, I'm just going to say that, but I have a feeling. So I'm going to give you guys a little screen share moment. There we go. Awesome. So you guys can see maybe these are all the shades. I wonder if I can like pull this in and over to show you guys. So I have on number 5, this one here. Super pretty. So you guys can just kind of take a peek at those because I'm already like, this is pretty. And it's definitely like my foundation that I have on has some glow to it. So that glow is picking up from that foundation. But this color is really, really pretty. So pretty. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go through for our like little like transition. And again, I'm just going to take this brush now. I wanted to pull out some of my favorite brushes to use the eyeshadow palette that I got because I want to give it a fair chance. And I want to know that I'm using the best brushes I have. However, for creams, I always use synthetic brushes. Like it just hurts my heart to use real like hair brushes. So I, for creams, will only use synthetics. Like it's just the way I have to do it. So this hot fluff is normally $12. So, and you do get a good amount of product in here, like your standard lipstick bullet, I would say. So I was able to get this for $6, which is a very good price. So I'm just going to build a little bit of this up. I wonder, what do you guys think? Should I like put this all over my one lid just so we can see how it performs, like if it gets creasy or not? Because I think this looks really pretty. Like this reminds me a little bit of that nearly apricot shade from Rare Beauty, but I have a feeling this could get much more pigmented because I'm really blurring it out quite a bit. Wow, that's really pretty. Oh my gosh. So I really like shades that have a little bit, I got a little cray here. I like shades that have a little bit of like an orange tone to them, just because I think that they really bring out the green in my eyes. So that's something that I really enjoy. So I'm going to leave that just so we can see what it does. So that way we'll be able to see what the primer does with a cream over the top, and then also just how the cream performs. Ooh, I missed this. Yadi, you said the same, but I'm not sure what you're agreeing to. Yeah, Yadi, that's exactly what I just said. It does look a lot like that Rare Beauty one. So I think this looks a lot like that apricot shade. Definitely. All right. So, oh, what the hell? I'm just going to put this on my lips. I'm scared. I'm scared because it's a matte lipstick And I don't want to have butthole lips in 10 minutes, you guys. Like, I don't want the like puckery, crusty business, but I'm going to try it out for you guys. We'll see how this goes. All right. So I'm going to put this on. I do have a little bit of lip balm on. Actually, I'm going to wait because I want to use this lip liner. So we're kind of going all out of order, but I forgot what I have in front of me. So this lip liner, let me see there again. I did find that the lip liner shades coordinated with the liquid lip formula. So Jason Wu did do like a liquid lip, but I am not a huge liquid lip fan. So I did not get any of those, but these lip pencils are only 10 bucks. So if they are good, this is going to be exciting because it's hard to find a great lip pencil. I mean, I do find that like that is one area that I will spend a little less money on as a lip pencil if I can find a really good one. So I got the shade Leave Me Alone. So this is shade 5, and it's definitely more of a, let me get a little closer for you guys. So this is the Leave Me Alone shade. I think they'll work together okay, but it's definitely more like brownie nude than the Hot Fluff shade that we got. But I think that this is going to be really pretty. Sorry, guys, I'm having to like jump around between browser windows. So let's just go ahead and throw this on first. This formula is really creamy, totally creamy. So I'm just going to go over the whole lip so that we can see what that looks like. This is really pretty. Why don't I zoom you guys in a little bit? This is like a really good nude for me because if I get like too light nude, it's not cute. We all know that from the Nailed It video. I'm not a huge fan of that. So now we'll go over with this lipstick. Now that I've been very brave, we'll do it. It's just a little too light for this lipstick, but it'll work. I have to be honest, for a matte lipstick, it's feeling pretty comfortable. Wow. Yep, definitely liking this color. So we'll have to see how she fares over time. I did get out a lip gloss in case we end up needing one. Okay, so we have tried out the eye primer. I am seeing a little bit of creasing, but I don't actually think that that is like less than normal because I usually find it unless I throw my shadow right down, I do see a little bit of creasing. But this side, it's looking good so far. Okay, everybody's, oh, so I need to know like who all got Divina today. Did you guys all like get in and get what you wanted? I got most of what I wanted. I did get the 2 new multi-chromes and a couple other things. So we'll have to have a little swatch party when those come in. All right, so now let's talk about the eyeshadow. So I got one of the 3 palettes that Jason has done. And, oh, Jennifer, you're in here. So you guys, Jennifer from My Decadent Life is in here. So she's the one that showed me all about this, and you guys need to check out her video because I just finished it earlier today, and she definitely had some good thoughts. So this palette is the all matte palette, and a couple of reasons why I got this. I thought it would be a good thing to have on hand to pull out with some of my other specialty shades because I have a lot of multi-chromes, speaking of Divina, and, you know, Terra Moons and all of those. And I want to be able to have something that I could really easily just pull out and use with those. So I thought that this would be a good option. The other thing is that, in all honesty, the other 2 palettes just, they didn't really call to me. And I want to show you guys here. So let's kind of see if we can get some split screen magic. Ah, all right. So got our lips. So you guys can see that the website is really beautiful. By the way, I did link the website and also the section at Target. If you guys are Target.com shoppers, I did link the section at Target for you guys to see. So you can see here the 3 palettes that we have. Now the matte agave is the one I have. And then there were 2 other palettes. And I'm going to show you guys here the arm swatches. So this is the palette number 2, Prickly Pear. And I thought that this looked nice. It looks like it's basically like all shimmery other than this one shade that's kind of like this mauve-y tone that looks like it just has like little reflex in it. And I think that that's sort of what Jennifer said in her video, that it was just like almost like that combo where it's like a matte shadow with like little tiny flecks in it, which honestly isn't really my jam. And I just, honestly, it was uninspiring. Not that necessarily this is like super exciting, but I think that this is really usable. So the other thing though, this other palette that's here, this is the 3rd one, the Desert Rose palette. So I was a little bit bummed because this palette, like, I don't think personally any of these palettes are going to be great on deep skin, like deep to deep dark skin. I mean, if you look at these shades here, I personally think that they look kind of chalky. Like, so I was really disappointed to see that. Honestly, I didn't think that any of the 3 palettes really were going to speak to people with deeper skin. So I'm a little bit bummed on that. I'll show you guys again the swatches. So this is the swatches for the first one. Why can't this one is not coming down for me. There we go. So, I mean, this is a little bit better. I don't know, that top shade, but like, I just was like, meh. So this one especially though, I was like, that does not look cute. So I just wanted to get something that I thought would work for more skin tones. So I don't know. I just think that if you come out with 3 palettes, it should be something that looks good on everyone. So I was a little bummed. So we'll see how these work. I would be really interested to see how this does actually swatch on darker, like deeper skin tones. Yeah, I agree. They look ashy and chalky. So yeah, so I don't know. We'll see, but I'm hoping that this palette does well. I'm going to use the deepest shade just so we can see how much like depth it actually has. So we shall see. Yeah, the eyeshadows are like so-so. Now, the other product that I did get to use was this cream shadow. So I'm excited to be able to use that. This is, let me pull this one up here. So we'll go back. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited for these because I've just seemed to have gotten all about the liquid and cream eyeshadow. So these are the Celestial Dust, and I got the Lace and Gray shade. But again, you guys, check out these shades. Like, I don't really think that these are for all skin tones. I could be wrong, but this is why I got the darkest one, because I was like, I want to celebrate something that could work on anybody. So I just wanted to give you guys a peek at that, because that was one thing that I was a little bit disappointed on. I know that we're talking about a brand that just launched, but a brand that just launched should have, especially if you're going to have 4 shades, you should have something that works for everybody. That's all I'm going to say about that. I have critiques before we even get started, but we have this Celestial shade in Lace and Gray. So let's go ahead and swatch this out. Now, this is almost more of like a shimmer shade with glitter in it. And actually, I do find that I like these because usually the glitter stays in them better. I'm going to try to get this to focus. There we go. So it reminds me a little bit of the Stila, was it Glitter and Glow? Because I know they had like the Glisten and Glow and the Glitter and Glow, but I think that this is going to be for more of that like glittery range. So yeah, Liz, I would agree. I think for a new brand, they could have done a lot better with where they went with their range of choices. Like, I think that the lipsticks have a great range. Like, all of the lip items have a really great range. It's the eyeshadows that don't. I'm like, these eye products, like, you guys need to do better. And there isn't a lot of skin makeup. So, you know, there were 2 primers, like 2 tinted primers, which I thought was really nice because I think that that gives a little bit of an opportunity for people with deeper skin tones, but they don't have any other products for the face yet. And I'm like, okay, well, I hope that you're planning on doing something better than what is in these eyeshadows. So that was one thing that really kind of disappointed me. So we're going to go ahead and swatch a few of these eyeshadows and just see. They're definitely not like the butteriest formula. So let's just do like 4 of these. We've got a decent range here of tones, and we'll just swatch. They don't look that good. I'm going to try to get this to focus for you guys. Sorry. Come on, camera. Yeah, they look pretty chalky. You guys, do I have to put these on my eyeballs? Oh, wah, wah. Okay. So I guess it's good that we're playing around with this. I'm also, yes, Dirty Camel is way better. Ugh. Yeah, Rupi, you're right. Sometimes things don't swatch well and they perform better with a brush. So we're going to try that out. Let's give it a go. I'm going to use my Wayne Goss brushes. If anybody can make eyeshadows work well, it's going to be Wayne, right? Right. Okay, so we're going to use some over the cream and we'll use some on its own, but I'm just going to start on this side. So I'm going to go through with the shade that's actually kind of similar to that Hot Fluff shade that I have. Yeah, they are dusty AF. I will say that. Well, okay. Okay. Well, I don't know if it's the primer that is like a Hail Mary for this product, but that actually went on pretty nicely. Maybe we spoke too soon. This is like, I wouldn't say quite, it's like one of the warmest shades in the palette, but it's not necessarily the deepest. It's like the 3rd deepest, I guess I would say. So I'm just trying to like buff this all over. I mean, that's not bad. I'm just saying that's not bad. Okay, so then I'm going to go above that with this. I don't know. I'm going to call it a Dirty Camel, but depending on how it performs, it might be the disappointing camel. So we'll see. So I'm just going to put that right above that just so that we can like play with some tones here and deepen that up a little bit. Okay, you guys, like, I mean, it's going well. And obviously these are not like the most exciting colors on the planet. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush with like the 2nd lightest shade and just buff it above that. I mean, they're not patchy at all. What do you guys think? Yeah, the quality is much better than the shade range. I tell you what, I personally like, especially if these end up performing and lasting a while, I'm totally going to leave a comment on the Jason Wu like social media, because I don't know, hashtag do better, but like, you know, especially as someone, so I don't know. I just want to see better. I'm not going to go any further into that, but it would be nice to see something that's more inclusive, especially when you're starting a brand in 2021. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to wait to add this deep shade until we get our sparkle on. So let's go through and just pop some of this on the lid. And I'm going to go like above my crease a little bit. I mean, it's pretty, like, ooh, it's stinging a little bit. I'm trying to think if I've had some of those other like eyeshadows, like those liquid shadows, sting a little bit. Jennifer, if you're still in here, did this sting on your eyeball? Yeah, Sean, honestly, like I really don't I really don't blame you at all. Stephen, it's not like crazy. It's not like it's like that alcohol-y sting, if you guys know what I mean. Like, it's that alcohol-y sting. I don't love that. So I'm not going to put it on the other eyeball because I don't want to put my other eyeball through that. Yeah, I'm getting sad. All right, I'm gonna just finish up this eye because we might as well keep going. I don't know, you guys. Should I keep going with these other products that I have? Like, I'm just sort of like, the stinging is gone now. Like, it was just that burn of like that initial. It feels like that like alcohol-y feel. All right, I'm gonna try to build up some of this deep color just to see. So I'll put some of this on this side and probably on the other side too, just because we're going over that cream shadow. Yeah, I mean, this color has decent payoff, but it's like, if you can do colors that have this much payoff, why didn't you create a palette that works for everybody? I don't know. Just trying to blend that out a little bit. So the other thing that I got that I'm excited yet a little bit scared to try is I got another brow wax, you guys. I got the Bush. The Bush is what it's called. The Bush brow wax. So we're going to give the Bush a try. If you guys saw my struggle with the Patrick Ta brow wax, it was real. So I'm a little bit scared, but this one is a clear one. So I'm hoping that that helps me. I did also get the Anastasia Brow Freeze to try out, but I haven't tried that yet either. So if you guys want, just because I know we're sort of like getting over this, maybe I should pull out both of those so that I could see that. Yeah, Rupi, I agree. Oh no, I totally agree that I just meant like for this shade, this has the depth that it should be for that shade. I think that there needs to be a lot deeper shade options for sure, because really I think there's like 2 shades in here or maybe 3 that would really like work for someone with like a mid-tone. Like, so I do think that they absolutely need more options. I was just saying for that shade, it had the depth. Like it isn't as powdery as what this was coming off as. That's all I meant. So what I was asking is, do you guys think, since I have this one and I also have the Anastasia, should I pull that one out so that we can try the Anastasia one and this one? Or do you guys want me to do that at a different time? Let me know. All right, so I'm just gonna run, just so I don't have like naked eyes, just gonna run a little bit of this underneath. Oh, and I never put any eye drops in because I meant to, but I never put my whitening eye drops in, and my eyes are even more red than usual because I totally blending sponged myself in the eyeball as I was putting on concealer tonight. I was kind of rushing and totally just whacked myself. So if my eyes look like extra irritated, that's why. All right. Do a side-by-side. A side-by-side of one brow wax and one brow wax. I can totally do that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So far, this is a major no. Like, it feels fine now, but I don't know if this has alcohol in it of any kind, but that's what it felt like. It felt like putting something on my eye that had alcohol in it. So no to this. It looks pretty, but it's not anything different than like some of the other cream shadows that are out there. I actually have one that I got from Yes Style. I cannot remember what brand it was, but it might have been Etude House, that is almost a dead ringer for this one. And that one didn't sting my eyes. So I'll probably stick with that one. I mean, again, these shadows worked okay, but we all know that they need to do better in their shade range. And then, let's see what else. I'm liking this so far. I really am liking this Hot Fluff. And the lip liner, I mean, I'll have to try it with other things to see. So then, let's see. I think that the last thing we have to work with is this brow wax. So you guys, I'm going to give it a go. Whew. All right. So what this is a clear tinted wax, or a clear tinted, an untinted clear wax. And this is just like the Patrick Ta, where you have to spritz it first. Now, again, if you guys saw my makeup play date where I used the tinted Patrick Ta, it did not go great. I've tried it a couple times, but I haven't used it again. I was going to get the clear one, and I saw that this one was coming out, and I saw that the Anastasia was coming out. So we can try both tonight and see what we think, if you guys are down for that. So I see that we have some excitement going on in the chat. I just can't address any of that right now. Like, and I would love to read over some of this, but I can't follow along with that. So I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to ignore anyone, but there's a lot of info there that I can't follow. All right, so let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to go ahead and go through with the MAC Fix Plus. I've just got a tiny little bit I made sure to pull out all of the Patrick Ta brow wax that was in there. So, all right, let's give this a go. You guys send all of your good makeup energy to me because I'm going to need it. Oh my God. I don't think this is going to go so well. Oh, you guys, this looks white. It doesn't look untinted. It looks white. Oh, okay. Maybe not. I'm testing it on my arm first, you guys. I'm sorry, but I gotta. No. You guys, it's not working. Thank you, Aileen. I appreciate that. Oh my God, you guys. Do I seriously have to put this up in my eyebrow? Okay. Can you guys see now? I realize I have a lot on here right now, but it's okay. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Whew. Where's my sense of adventure? Yeah. Stephen, aren't you the one that said, I sure hope that none of your makeup clients see this video as their first? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's, do I need to shake it better? It's a palette. It's a pan. I mean, I can try to shake it. Oh my God, you guys. So it's basically just making my brow wet and chunky. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in even more. No. And so I have nothing in my brows, but I do have them microbladed. I haven't had them done in a long time, but they are microbladed. So that's the tint that you're seeing. But this is just, it looks like I just gave myself like dandruff. It looks like cheese. Jeremy says it looks like cheese. You guys, I have dandruff in my bush. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys. I can't with this. We're gonna try to get this out, right? We're gonna try to get this out. Hold on. All right. Should we take this one out? Oh, all right. We're just gonna comb this out. Oh, okay. So, I mean, now that I've combed it out, it's like, it's what? No, I'm sorry. If I have to go back through with two combs, okay, I'm going to press this one down and laminate it. I'm going to try to give it the best, you know, sometimes a girl's just got to work. Girls just got to work her chunky eyebrows. All right. So I'm going to push these up like the Patrick Ta laminated way. And we're just going to see how they stay, just for staying power. Thank you, Liz. This is from Lexi, not from Jason Wu. All right. You're sorry we did this. It's okay. It's not like anyone's going to see it, Stephen. All right. I'm going to open this up. I haven't even opened it up yet, so I hope that that's actually what's in here. Should we get out the Anastasia to try? Why don't we do it? This live has gone downhill fast, so let's see. Let's see if Norvina can bring it back. Now, the one thing that I am excited about this is that it doesn't look like you have to add anything to it, because that's the thing. With the Patrick Ta one, I felt like even that one got a little chunky, and maybe not as chunky as this one, but definitely chunky. So I thought, oh, well, if this brow freeze doesn't have to be mixed with anything, it is for me. It is for me, and it should work. So first of all, I love the packaging. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to show for you guys. There we go. And it's just clear. It's just completely clear. Yeah, curdled brows, like seriously. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and my brow over here is already, it's already like down. So I will say, you guys, this brow is like the evil twin sister of my two brows. This is the better brow. So we gave the better one to Jason Wu. I'm going to just try to comb these up with the not chunky side of the spoolie. So I have a bald spot right here on my brow. So there's no hair there. So we're just going to kind of see how this goes up. And then I'm going to fill it in with a brow pen, because that's how I like, if I'm like doing wispy full brows, that's what I like to see, is something that has a lot of push up and stays there, but then I can like fill in with strokes, right? All right. Hey, Maria. Oh, don't worry, girl. You're not missing anything other than some hot mess, some lack of inclusivity, some excitement, and some chunky brow dandruff caused by brow wax. So there's the update for you. Okay, Anastasia, please don't do me wrong here. So I'm going to bend this just a little bit. Yeah, and this is the Lexi 201. I think someone said it. All right, I'm going to zoom you guys in as far as I can. And let's see how this do. Sherry, no, my eye is not stinging. Like immediately after application, it went away. So I have had liquid lipsticks do that. Like I'm sure I can't be the only one that's had liquid lipsticks like sting their lips when you first put them on, just like certain ones that had like alcohol in them or whatever it is. That's how this felt. There's no problem. I don't feel like an allergic reaction. I just have a feeling there's something in there that isn't overly skin friendly. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, I can already tell that this is going to be so much better. I know, the bush couldn't even handle the good brow. Oh, you guys, I like this. Now, I know that this much, and I don't know if you guys are going to actually be able to see like super up close. I'm going to flip. Kara, it's okay. You'll be able to go back and watch the replay. All right, so if you guys can see, like right here is where I'm missing brow. I just always have. Like, it's not like I did anything. It wasn't from over tweezing. So what I like to do is push all of this up. And then if I don't want it to be quite so cray, I'll just like knock some of this down a little bit. But then that way I can have it be really nice and like perky. I like a good perky brow. I'm sounding like an herbal essence commercial. Oh yeah. All right. So I'm going to let that almost like set for a minute so that we can maybe put some brow strokes into this so that we can see how this would be for people who are looking for a wispier brow. All right. So just a little update on the Hot Fluff eye. I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Like there's no creasing. I think honestly, you guys, I did like the eye primer. I will say, I did like the eye primer. I will probably use this up. This is a big no, obviously, is a big no. So why don't we just go ahead and throw on some mascara? I'm just going to curl my matte lashes quick. And I'm going to use the Thrive Cosmetics. This is like one of my products in my like project pan right now because I feel like it's sort of starting to dry up because I have to put it on pretty quick or else it gets kind of clumpy. Just give a little curl. I'm using the Shiseido lash curler. What is everybody's lash curler? Because that's one of those products that I'm like always looking for the best one. I used to have the Shu Uemura one and I really liked that. But now I've got the Shiseido. I had Shiseido. I had the Tweezerman. I got the Tweezerman Rose Gold one just because it's rose gold, but it's meant for like more round eyes. And I obviously don't have round eyes. I have more like almond shaped eyes. So it didn't really work for me. I pinched my eyelids all the time. But I really do like this Thrive Cosmetics mascara. I think I like the Hourglass one a little bit better, just because I don't find that it clumps up quite as much. The Hourglass Unlocked Instant Extensions mascara. Because this one, I feel like I have to go, and then like you just have to stop touching it after a while. And Kara, I know that you like this mascara too, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Stephen, you're right. Like I do not think that anyone is going to be able to make that brow wax work. Like I can't, because you really would have to, it's so not water friendly. Like it was so chunky that you would have to sit there and mix it. So then it's almost like, well, then you need to give someone like a spatula, like a little spatula, to be able to mix it before they put it on a spoolie. And then it's just like, oh my gosh, like who is really going to take that much time for waxing their brows? Like putting, you know, a fixative in their brows. Fixant. Oh, we just got some mascara. I just gave myself a beauty mark with the Thrive, but we're all good. A Japo something? Kieran, is it Japanesque? Oh, by the way, speaking of Japanesque, some people were asking what that black sponge was in last week's Pretty Set Go box. It was a Japanesque brush. I asked Tracy. All right, I'm going to use, oh, I feel like my eyes are red. I'm going to use a little, by the way, I love this little Tweezerman eyelash comb. I cannot live without a metal-toothed eyelash comb. At least I remembered to put on mascara this week, you guys. I'm learning. So that's the Thrive. I do really like it. Feel like my eyes are getting really red. Okay, so let's go ahead and try out putting some flicks in our brows. So since I use the Anastasia brow freeze, we might as well go through and use the Anastasia brow pen. I'm just going to try to like lift you guys up so that you can see my brow. Are we zoomed in all the way? Yes. All right. So this is my favorite way to get like the hair-like stroke. I like this pen. I do also really like the Ardell Stroke-A-Brow. That's this one here. I do think they're discontinuing it, which is such a bummer because it's so inexpensive and it really is my favorite. So we're going to go through with this one since it's not discontinued. So I always start, especially when I first open the pen, I start towards the middle of the brow where you need the most tint, because sometimes I find that like tint can pool in the bristles. So while we have a tendency to want to start at the middle of our brow and work our way over, that can be really dangerous because you get like one like black streak. So we do not want to do that. Now, the only thing that I get worried about with some of these brow freezing, brow wax products is that they're going to clog up the tip of my brow pen. In fact, I know Alana Davison, she uses I think it's this one, the brow microfilling pen, which I was not a fan of, but she was saying that hers stopped working after a while and she uses brow soap. Like she just actually does soap brows. Although now I think she uses like a crazy hair gel, which I wouldn't recommend. So I'm kind of just going through and adding little strokes in. Now, obviously, I don't really need any strokes where this part of my brow is because I have a decent bit of hair there. And then anywhere, if I feel like they just got a little extra, I just give it a little shimmy with a spoolie. And then I move to the front. Now, this is really important to make sure that your hand is at the very end of the pen for this, because if you hold it here, you're going to basically be writing your signature on your face. We don't want it to be that, that like stark. And so I just go through and add a few little strokes. So just to give like a textured definition, and especially because now my microblading is so blurred out that it actually looks like I've blocked off the front of my brow. I don't like that. Like it makes me unhappy. So I actually go in to try to like add hairs in at the front. So I'm going to actually go through with this stroker brow just because it's a lighter shade. It's like a lighter, like medium brown or like a taupe. And so then I just add this in at the front. And then I just feel like it looks textured, but isn't quite so crazy. And I'm just going to knock these down a little bit. Boy, you guys, this is holding strong though. I will say. I think I'm going to be very happy with this product. Now, usually when I do this, I'm working at it for a few minutes, but I do think you could also put a little bit of powder. If you like a powder, you could lay powder over the top of this. I have a feeling, just like in that video that I did, this would not be a situation where you'd want to put a lot of product in your brow before you use your like brow freeze, if you will. And I do feel like it's blocking the pen just a little bit, but not too bad. And we'll just pop a couple out here at the end. But you guys can see, like this brow, it's not even like up anymore. And I combed through that twice because I did it like a second time. And this one stayed up. I actually knocked it down a little bit just because it was getting a little too long. What are we talking? Are we still like talking about the horror of eyelash curling? Oh, all right. So I just want to give you guys like a feel test here. The Anastasia feels not crusty and not super sticky, like firm, but a little bit waxy, like almost like a pomade, like an actual like hair pomade where it has that little bit of a feel to it. Whereas this doesn't, it felt like a wax, but like, I'm just going to keep comparing it to hair products, like a dry hair wax. But now it doesn't actually feel like much, but it didn't really do anything for my brows. Like, stay up. Like, this is far from a bush. Okay, you guys. So I feel bummed, but this is why we're here, because this is why we do this, is so that you guys can save your hard-earned cash, right? So let me zoom out a little bit so that we can see. So you guys can see this is the brow with the Anastasia brow wax and the Anastasia brow pen. And then this is just the Jason Wu, the bush. So, I mean, I like the lip products. I will say I did really like those. And I like the eye primer, but I won't be putting this on my eyes again because anything that burns my eyes is not for me. This is going probably right in the trash. Like I don't even think I would give this to a friend. I might give it to an enemy so that they'd have to have like dandruffy brows. I would never do that. And obviously we know like the eyeshadow, I think it actually performed really well. I'm going to get that little mascara flake off now that we're done. I do think that it performed well. I do really hope that this brand does better with their shade range, like especially if they're thinking of coming out with a skin line. Like if they're coming out with actual foundations, concealers, you're going to have to do a lot better, Jason. Like, I don't know what to say. So I'm personally going to reach out to them on Instagram because I do think that other than this guy and this, like the products were nice, but that's really disappointing to see. And I would think that, you know, Jason would want to have something more inclusive. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know that a Saturday night, not that we have a lot going on, although I know there's the fight tonight. Maybe people are watching that. We're certainly going to be watching the Packers game tomorrow. So that's why I wanted to do it tonight instead of tomorrow so that we can hopefully cheer them on to a victory. So do you guys have any questions for me? Otherwise, I will probably head out with my 2 eyes and 1 perky brow and 1 sad, slightly crusty brow. Thank you guys so much. I know that we had some definite bumps in the road tonight in a couple ways. We had all sorts of craziness with technology. I'm sorry I couldn't highlight anybody's comments. Yeah, Aileen, there was no KEEPBEAUTYREAL drink today, but I am going to have 2 drinks next week because I will be part of 2 lives next week. So I thought that we could just double dose the drinks. And then that way we would have 2 fun cocktails to have. So yeah, Stephen, so do I recommend any products from this line? So as far as quality goes, yes, I would say that the hot lips are great. And the lipstick is good. I also like the eye primer. Now, as far as a primer goes, I'm going to have to see how these wear. And I will certainly like wear these for the rest of the night just so we can see, especially like with this cream product, I want to see how this wears and if it starts creasing. But I'll have to use the primer more to see what it is. And I will what I should probably just do is honestly do something on Instagram stories. And then I can just tag the brand and be like, love these. Hope you get more inclusive. So I would say for sure the hot fluff. Like, I mean, my lips look really good for wearing a matte lipstick, I think. They feel really, really nice. The eye primer let me check that for you right now, Stephen. But yeah, my lips feel good. And I did have a balm underneath, but wow, it feels really good. I think part of that is the creaminess of this lip pencil. So the eyeshadow primer regularly is $12, Stephen. So yeah, so these were 12 as well. Yeah, Rupi, I don't blame you. Like, that is definitely what I would say. So as far as the quality of these products go, I would say the lip products and the eye primer. I do personally plan on reaching out to them and just saying like, hey, like you guys could have a really great brand other than this guy especially, but it would be nice to see something from for people that have many shades. So yeah, that's my thing. And, you know, I would say like, hey, people are learning, but you would hope that a brand that is launching in this day and age would have already been educated in this. So that is the thing. All right, you guys. Well, it's been a learning experience. I hope that this was at least helpful for you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Saturday night. If nobody else has any other questions, I will see you really soon. Good night, you guys.